are you using banter to lift people up, or are you using it to tear people down? So is the banter being used to poke at the shield to find a weakness so we can exploit someone?
Or that crosses over into bullying, doesn't it?
It crosses over into bullying, right?
On site, a lot of people talk about the banter. Some people say how much they love it, then others can find it a little bit challenging. Tell me about what your take is on banter on site.
Yeah, I ran a session last week on respectful behaviours and safe workplaces, and this thing like banter came up, and around that is like some teams actually building really good rapport with each other and safety within their team with banter. But there's also like the flip side of it. Are you using banter to lift people up, or are you using it to tear people down? So I had someone talk to me recently about, he said that he went to a boarding school when he was 8 years old, and he's like, I put a shield up and the boys were like poking at the shield. So is the banter being used to poke at the shield to find a weakness so we can exploit someone?
Or it crosses over into bullying, doesn't it?
It crosses over into bullying, right? What I heard last week over and over is when I called out banter in the room, I'm like, okay, so this banter about the footy, that's funny, but what if it goes to here? So I think there's this piece of that we can get away with being racist, sexist, homophobic if we use banter. And that was really challenging some people last week, because I was calling that out and going, well, are you using it for this or are you using it for that? And like, what's the intention behind it? And then some people said, well, if my intention's not to be unkind, then does it count? And I said, well, it doesn't matter what your intention is. If you offended that person with your behaviour, then the banter is unacceptable. So what is acceptable banter and what is unacceptable banter really comes down to like your audience. Who's the people in your team? And the people in your team, even though you think it's acceptable or feeling uncomfortable about it, then you probably shouldn't be saying it.
It needs to be reined in,
And when someone calls you out on it, what do you say? I was just joking. And that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't.
So there's this real fine line of like, what is safe banter and what is unsafe banter. And if you find yourself saying often, I was just joking, then you're probably crossing the boundaries of people regularly.
Totally.